Let's start with climate change and climate financing. Do you worry that geopolitics, that some of the concerns regarding Brexit, it could be trade, it could also be some lower revenues or market activity, means that you'll be, do less on climate change and climate change financing?
Hello, Francine. Good morning. Delighted to be here. I'm not sure to have understood exactly your question, but let me say that here today we are in Paris, effectively to deal with how we can contribute to the renewable energy financing and the energy transition. And I think we have, as a bank, and we've been among the first to commit to that, a clear role to play and to effectively contribute to this common goal. I'm very positive. We had set up clear objectives regarding this commitment between 2016 and 2020, 11 billion euros of financing towards renewable energy. We are at 58% of this objective, so we are really moving forward, and it is now a reality.
Societe Generale, sir, is one of financial companies that have decided to either stop or limit business in carbon-intensive projects. Are you losing business because of this?
You know, what we have decided to do is effectively to contribute positively to the changes in the society. Today, as I've said, it is a reality, this business of advising and financing projects to manage the transition. It is something which is happening on the ground. It requests from our clients a better understanding sometimes of the risks which are involved. We are there and we are accompanying our clients.
Do you plan any climate-related asset disposals over the next couple of years?
Listen, what we are doing is we are monitoring the decline of the fossil energy and in particular the coal assets step by step, as we have decided to stop any new coal project very early. We were among the first to make that decision. So what we are doing is again manage this transition of our portfolio step by step, considering, of course, that we need to balance the climate change and the need for growth in certain countries which still need diversified sources of energy. But we are really very committed, again, to finance more and more renewable energy, to accompany our clients in their own transition, and hence, of course, to have a progressive evolution of our portfolio. So we don't plan disposal of assets, but step by step, year after year, this decline of traditional energy and coal assets in particular is happening.
Mr. Oudea, away from climate change, talk to me about the markets. Are you comfortable or uncomfortable the way they're progressing? Do you think there are more risks to the upside or risks to the downside?
You mean in terms of economy, global economy?
Yeah, the impact of the global economy on markets. Are we going to see more volatility on markets?
Listen, we remain overall pretty constructive in the coming quarters for the global economies, and in particular for the US and the Eurozone. The financing conditions in particular remains very good. At the same time, it's fair to say that there are more risk and potential geopolitical risk on the one hand, and we have seen a correction of the markets recently. The question is the magnitude at the end of the day of that correction and whether it could derail what remains fundamentally still good economic conditions. So when you speak with CEOs of companies, they feel pretty still comfortable with the near-term perspectives. As I've said, the question is at the end of the day whether psychologically there will be this growing sense of unease or less confidence, which could again potentially change investment decisions, consumer decisions. We are not yet there in our views. We remain, as I've said, pretty constructive for the very coming quarters.
Societe Generale also last week, of course, reached an agreement with U.S. authorities to settle its last major legal issue. What will you focus on now? Is there a new project that you can take on because that's been dealt with?
Listen, first of all, we are very happy that we have put the past behind us. These litigations, and at the end of the day, Societe Generale will have been involved in a limited number of litigations, come from the past before the financial crisis. It's behind us, and that gives visibility to our shareholders for the coming years. What is very important, and it's part of our strategy, is that the way we do business today does not trigger new litigations in the next 5 to 10 years. And that's why we put so much emphasis on culture and conduct, how we can ensure that in every of our business, every member of staff, etc., has the knowledge of these new requirements. The world has changed also from that perspective. The requirements of regulators have increased dramatically. Sanctions now are used as an international kind of weapon, and we need to comply. And it's part of our strategy to ensure, again, that we are at the best standards of the industry. We are going, again, to focus on that in the coming 2 or 3 years.
Monsieur Oudea, how's your French retail business going? How much can you grow that by?
Sorry? Can you repeat, please, the question?
I was asking about your French retail business. How is that going?
Well, our French retail business, of course, like any Eurozone retail activities, suffer from still a very low interest rate environment. And as you know, when we put our money at our central bank, we still pay 0.4%. It's a minus 0.4%. Very different from the US from that perspective. But at the same time, the volumes of credit, of deposits are going fine. The economy in France is doing reasonably well. 1.6% is our expectation for this year, and more or less the same figure for next year. And so the volumes of activities are positive, and the business model targeting also wealth management is working pretty well. Beyond, I'm pretty hopeful that the ECB will stick to its progressive normalization of monetary policy, and that step by step we will exit also this issue of negative interest rate. And so that's why I'm very confident, because we are transforming the business with the digital technologies. We are conquering new clients. We are adapting to this environment. And step by step, I think we are making good progress.